Alright, hello everybody, this is the Buff Shaman. I'm going to be reacting to the Shadiversity video that came up in, of all places, not my feed. It came up on the side here on videos, on a video that was completely and totally unrelated to this or his channel's other content, generally speaking. In fact, it was Dead by Daylight that was the subject of the video. That this video came up on the sidebar. So I watched a little bit, but not all of this video, and I gotta say this is a problem that I've noticed just now, that it's related to a problem that I've been having with Google overall recently, or just about a year and a half. So let's get into it.
Regarding YouTube and how it's been changing these past year to now 2 years has been getting confirmed and noticed by far more creators on the platform.
Overall, the channel's been very on the struggle bus lately, which Luke and I were talking about earlier, especially very lately. Even WAN show today, it's like about three-quarters of what it would normally be.
Something's a bit weird on YouTube, more so than usual, I mean. It started back on August 13th when they dropped a new AI update, and my Ninja Gaiden Ragebound Fully Ramblematic that came out that very day saw unusually low views, like it didn't crack 100k for over a week. That was unheard of for my stuff.
So over the past month or so, I have noticed some very weird things going on with YouTube, not just with my channel, but also channels I follow. And recently, over the past couple of days, a lot of content creators have confirmed some of my suspicions. They have come out and talked about major problems going on with their channels. And these are content creators from all different types of backgrounds and sizes, where they're reporting very low viewership on their videos, like very unusual patterns involving views on videos.
For whatever reason, on August 1st, even talking about Assassin's Creed and stuff, it all just, like, the faucet just stopped. And after I reviewed everything I was doing, I was like, okay, I don't feel like it's me. Let me start reaching out to other YouTubers to see if they're feeling the same way. And sure as shit, it was across the board, and it's only gotten worse.
In order for YouTube to function, this is how it has to go. Sometimes it's going to make mistakes, but hopefully it doesn't make mistakes constantly. And hopefully it doesn't make mistakes that are so large and inconsistent and confusing that it fucks over the entire platform, which is what we're seeing now.
It has affected us now.
Yeah, there's lots of comments under the video from big YouTubers, much bigger than us. And they're all saying, yeah, I'm seeing the same thing. So this is pretty widely affecting big channels that you watch. You may be missing videos of theirs and you've been completely unaware, because this is something that was implemented without really notifying anyone.
It's pretty much beyond any doubt now that their YouTube has mechanics to...
Okay, so a lot of more of these are going to go on. I'm going to go ahead and let them all play, but I want to state for the record, I've tried doing the content creation on Twitch and YouTube, but didn't go anywhere with it. Even at my most consistent, I would get one viewer popping in a month, but nothing consistent. So I haven't been affected by stakes in the system, but as far as a content creator, but I've been noticing a lot of issues with a lot of channels that I've been following. I've been seeing less and less videos from everybody I've been following. So these guys are saying something quite real.
Influence channels positively or negatively. But what's been happening recently is that everyone is getting f***ed. And this isn't even like, Shadiversity complaining about falling off, which he has been complaining about that for years. And maybe he has had his thumb placed on the scale. Maybe YouTube is actively f***ing him. Possibly. Maybe he's an oversaturated market, because that's often the counter argument, right? But I think the counter argument has now lost basically all steam because everyone, and I do mean everyone, Linus Tech Tips is like, my channel is being ruined. He's huge. If he is suddenly like, oh god, I'm getting fucked.
I can literally tell you the months that the algorithms changed, because not only did I tank confused very abruptly, but my metrics on engagement are all the exact same. But I have several other people that I know in my YouTube communities. A lot of them saw drastic cuts in views, both in September or October of 2023, and then like 4 or 5 months ago. Both of those times, something changed in the algorithm to prioritize the homepage, showing less of people you subscribe to and more of just whatever search term you were last looking at. And as a result, everybody has seen a massive hit in viewership from their own subscribers, and you will constantly get comments from people who are like, whoa, I haven't had you show up and recommended in over a year. I thought you quit.
You see, when YouTube makes changes like this, it rolls out slowly, rolling out in only specific regions at a time and affecting certain types of content at a time. And the larger channels that are getting like millions of views per video, they will take far longer to feel the effects of such changes. But now, especially in the last week, they really have been noticing where the changes in how YouTube recommends videos, how it does not care about subscribers and what, viewers are saying they want to see, and is more following a kind of popular TikTok trend kind of algorithm, has been affecting heaps of channels. So many have come out just in the last week saying, what the heck is going on? Now, because
Okay, so now I'm going to go from here to a post I made about a couple months ago, which still has yet to be approved by the moderators, by the way, about having an issue with searching in Google in general. Now, this is both on YouTube and on Google's actual, Google homepage, search engine. Essentially, the search results I'm getting isn't what I want to see, what I'm searching for. And on YouTube, it's kind of interesting how Shadiversity mentioned that you're kind of getting these, oh, what was the last thing you searched for? What was the last few things you searched for? Because, a couple of days after, I will have unsuccessfully searched for kinds of videos that I want to see. Suddenly, in my YouTube landing page, I'll get recommended a year and a half, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old video that was by far more appropriate to the search that I performed a couple of days ago than anything that came up during that search. I don't know why they won't approve this topic in the subreddit, but this is a problem not just on YouTube, but in general on Google as a whole.
Because this has been affecting us for over a year, the exact same things that we've been saying. Because we're not the only channel that's facing this. I mentioned in the last video that other channels have been reporting on this, and since making that video, many have actually reached out to me, commenting, not just content creators, because, TylerTube mentioned it, and he mentions that there's been this weird change with other channels as well. Other channels reaching out to me. Baggage Claim posted on Twitter saying, what's going on? My content hasn't changed. Views have gone off a cliff. Clownfish TV has been reporting on this, that traffic to independent websites through Google has been dying. And so this isn't just happening to Shadiversity, even though it is detrimentally affecting us in a big way. YouTube is clearly recommending different content that I'm not interested in. Like on my home feed, and so many people have reported this, by the way, weird recommendations of videos that have barely any views that you have no interest in. And I've been flooded with that, of content that just I'm not interested in watching or viewing. So clearly YouTube is recommending different content to different viewers, deprioritizing recommendations on our content and others. Look at me pointing out.
Okay, so that was made in 2024, and what he was saying back then, I've been subscribed to Shadiversity for years, as well as the Metatron, and I haven't seen anything of his come up in about the same amount of time. I actually thought the channels were gone or dead because other channels that I would subscribe to were coming up, but it's been less and less over time. Excuse me, having a little bit of coughing there. So now I did go ahead and make a comment on this video about this, and it is ironic that the first video that I get in over a year and a half of his is this telling me that for about a year and a half this has been happening. I resubscribed, but I never unsubscribed from Shadiversity, and some of the channels that I never unsubscribed to, I've been unsubscribed from, and some of the ones that I haven't gotten anything, I've been going back and finding old content creators. They've been posting. I just haven't been getting any notification, and I need to turn the bell on because that's been on. But like Nodots Darva, I'm subscribed to Nodots Darva because I like a lot of DBD content. I don't play DBD anymore because I was forced out of the game due to some of their changes affecting me with accessibility. But I still keep up on DBD because I have an educational background in game design and still have an interest in getting into game design if I can ever get a good door in. But now this part I haven't gone in and looked at, but look at all these videos. Because I didn't unsubscribe and I ended up unsubscribed, massive amounts of videos for content that I want to see, content that I'm interested in. And yeah, I'm one guy, but I can't be the only one. I can't be the only one that's been knocked out of his I don't know, sphere of influence, whatever you want to call it. But it kind of pisses me off.
Deprioritizing recommendations on our content and others. Look at me pointing out that it's affecting the niche channels there, and it's the exact same type of things where YouTube is not recommending your videos to your subscribers, and what viewers say they want to see are becoming more and more irrelevant in YouTube's mind. That has just been growing and becoming more of a problem. These changes would have already killed off our channel completely if it wasn't for our supporters, and we mean that genuinely. Our viewer support, which is through channel memberships, Patreon, and Subscribestar, now constitutes 75% of our revenue. That's in conjunction with the fact we've been able to sustain, that creator viewer support, as well as the fact that ad revenue has been going so low that it's comprising less of our overall revenue because it's drying up to unbelievable apocalyptic levels.
Okay, so now what he's talking about is having to rely on third-party platforms to make up the difference from what used to come in from the ad revenue. Now, he's not the only one that's done this. I don't know if he's part of the Nebula Stream platform, but I know Legal Eagle is, and a lot of other content creators, educational, historical, those types of content have been moving over to third-party platforms or creating third-party platforms to go to, because Google is essentially shutting out their biggest contributors, the biggest markets, little by little, driving people towards content that they want us to view rather than letting us look for the content that we want to view. I don't get why this would make sense from a business model. I think maybe it's they want to gear us towards smaller channels, so they have smaller shares of money to pay out, maybe, or I don't know. I'm just spitball guessing here, but let's continue this.
It is becoming the absolute reality that if you, the viewer, wants to see the content that you like and wants to ensure that that content can still be made going into the future, that content you love is completely reliant on viewership support now. That is the reality. So many channels have come out and spelled out this is the only way that they will be able to continue making the content. And so if you like the content, and so many of our viewers have showed up and supported because, like I said, it's literally saved our bacon, right? It's the only way we're able to do it. Now, does that mean things are smooth sailing? Well, no, because that 30%, ad revenue is still important, and that's going lower and lower and lower. And the only way that we're able to survive is if we can get that viewership support to make up the difference. And for us, we make exclusive content for our viewers where it's only $1 a month, and you get our weekly exclusive content, and you can do the $1 through Subscribe Style, Patreon. Channel memberships, YouTube takes 30%. 30% of all the channel memberships. That's a large chunk when the processes go through. And so if you want to help us out, Patreon, they take 10%, much less. Subscribe Star is honestly the best. They take like 3%. So if you're looking for a way to support your favorite creators, for us, Subscribe Star, hands down, is the best. And it might not seem like a lot to some, and for others, it might seem like a chunk. We know people are doing it hard, and that's why we are so grateful for every dollar that every one of our supporters contribute. It means the world. And for those that think it isn't that much, genuinely, that is what's saving us. And so if you're able to just give $1 a month, and that's $12 in the whole year, that's all it takes, that makes us sustainable, and that has saved our bacon completely. But as YouTube continues to get worse, we still need that support, especially if you want to grow this and make even better content and more exclusive content for you.
Okay, so now there's a contrast here that needs to be understood. Now, first of all, I'm a disabled person. I don't have a job. I've been trying to get back into college for 11 years, and just last year in the fall, after 11 years of fighting to get back into school through some sort of vocational program, I was able to get back into school. I haven't had a job since 2011 because I was forced out of the city that I was living in Belfouche, South Dakota, by corrupt police that chased my dad out of town, and I didn't have the ability to support myself because of the costs of my own medical conditions. The job that I had at Walmart wasn't enough for me to live on my own, so I've basically had to live with my dad even when I've had a job. And I don't have income. I can't afford to support channels like this or content creators. I mean, that's one of the big reasons why I tried to do content creation myself, was because I don't have effective employability that is sustainable for me, and I'm sure there's a lot of people like me who cannot afford to support these channels, and unfortunately what these changes are going to mean is that we're going to lose the content that we want to see, or have to rely more heavily on those of you that can support it. What I'm doing right now is making this video, is trying to do what I can to support this channel with the means that I have available, which is not money, but which is a voice. As I said before, I failed at content creation. I wasn't able to make it work, but he has, And these people have worked hard. I know personally that it is a lot of hard work. And when that hard work adds up to nothing or less than nothing, when you go through it, it feels bad. But it's got to feel even worse if you know the content is something that people want and you're working this hard and you're putting this much effort into things and it's falling apart, not because you're not making good content, not because people don't want to see it, but because the platform you rely on is sabotaging you.
So genuinely, with how bad things are, I'm going to talk about it with Tyrant, with how bad things really are getting, what we've been seeing in this last week and on other channels and everything. It is your support that enables you to get the content that you love. And so if you like this content, sword content, long form, deep dives, reviews where we really test things out, that $1 a month, genuinely, if any of you are in a position to do so, I can't express the level of gratitude we have for it and how much I would encourage you to consider signing up and supporting us. So what has actually been going on? Well, Tyrant.
I'm also here.
He's been...
Okay, now this is where I watched two. I mean, maybe a few minutes or a minute and a half, 2 minutes more than this, but this is about where I left off and decided to make this video. So from here on out, this is fresh content.
Been here the whole time. Shocking.
Movie magic.
Amazing.
Yeah, so things have not been good, to put it mildly. And usually Shad would handle these sorts of videos, and that's fine, you know. But in this particular case, things are really bad. And specifically in the last 5 days, things have gone from, you know, things have not been the best for the last, let's say, year and a half, let's say something like that. In the last 5 days...
We have managed to survive. Can I jump on this? Because one of the common reactions from critics, and this has been going against, like, other YouTubers that point out saying something's really wrong, right? Their haters come out and say, you've just fallen off.
Well, that's why I was going to differentiate, because obviously things have been on a bit of a decline for the last year and a half at this point. And I remember we pinpointed it roughly to around 2024's Christmas time. Something just kind of clicked and things went really down. And then since then, it's kind of been a bit of a struggle. But we have been getting along with, you know, not good views, but at least, well, somewhat reasonable.
At times, good views.
Good views.
And this is the thing that contradicts anyone who wants to say there's no audience for this anymore, people have fallen off or anything like that. If that was the case, well, 3 months ago, we had a video nearly reach, like, it's just shy of 1 million views. Last month, right, where we knuckled down and we've made some of the best videos that we possibly could. And I talked to Tyrant. Tyrant said, let's try and focus on quality, make some of the best videos we can, right? And let me go through some of the views, and something is interesting to point out in regards to this. Even with how bad things are going with the deprioritization of long-form sword content, you can go back to our video, Sword Content is Dead, where we point out these are some problems, this is the trend of where things are going, and that exact trend is now hitting more YouTubers than ever, right? We called this months ago, right? But even with those issues, we have knuckled down and tried our best. And we had a gameplay, and in that video, that's where we launched our exclusive content, right? And that has literally been the thing that has saved our bacon. Like, if it wasn't for us rolling with the punches, adapting, trying to survive, this channel would be dead and gone.
Yeah.
And I'm not being hyperbolic when I say that. Like, it would be dead if it wasn't for our supporters. But even with all those problems, we've had the occasional videos that have done all right. In actual fact, last month was one of our better months. But even then, let me show you some of the views. So going back to when we reacted to the Unsubscribe guy podcast, right? Nearly 80,000 views. Good video, okay? Video right after that, 20.
Okay, so the reason I'm pausing here is to just give you a chance to look at some of these numbers.
24,000 views. After that, nearly 100,000 views. The video after that, near 150,000 views. Really good. Oh, there's no audience for this anymore, Tyrant. You know, they've just left, or we've alienated our audience, or the people just don't like sword content. 150,000 views. Then 100,000 views. 27,000 views, right? 120,000. 35,000. Are we seeing a pattern here, Tyrant?
I would also encourage other people to look at maybe some of your other favorite YouTubers and see kind of a similar pattern. You'll see good views, then all of a sudden it just plummet.
There is no consistency. Again, after that, 68,000 views.
Okay, for a second here, I'm gonna go ahead and go check on another similar channel that I should be subscribed to that I haven't seen in a while. I'm gonna check out the Metatron, because I wonder if there's a bunch of videos that I wasn't getting notified of, or if it had unsubscribed me to that channel as well, because I didn't unsubscribe myself.
Hello, number ones. Welcome back to my.
Okay, yeah, I'm not subscribed to the Metatron anymore, and I never unsubscribed to that. Let's go ahead and fix that. I gotta remember to do that. So yeah, I mean, I didn't unsubscribe myself, but I'm unsubscribed to his channel. So yeah, he's been active. I honestly thought these channels had died. See, now this one, that was the last video I saw of his that popped up for me. Everything else, everything after that, nothing looks familiar. So this is a lot of content that I wanted to see that I didn't see. Now, not so much the Wizards of the Coast thing. That maybe not, but you know.
And then we come to this week, where suddenly everything has died.
Yeah.
And these are some great videos. Genuinely, the Spike Shield video, it's one of my favorite. It's damn funny.
Yeah.
Tyrant and I have a great time. But this week, 25,000, sorry, it goes 19,000, 25,000, 16,000.
Okay. So this week is why we're making this video.
Mm-hmm.
So we've spoken about the general trends. You've made videos about that before. That's what those past videos are about.
And it's still an issue. The fact that it is so inconsistent. It used to be that if you had a certain subscriber amount, right, you could generally rely on a certain amount of views per video. Yeah. Now, there's no security or reliability in any video. And the videos that did poorly, some of them, in my opinion, are way better than the videos that did great. Yeah. Tyreth doesn't even like the video that got 1 million views.
No, I don't like it. Yeah, that's funny, yeah. So the last 5 days have been interesting. Now, this is not just a us thing. This is why we're making this video, because we've seen other creators as well. Nothing to do with swords, completely different niches, nothing to do with politics, just
across the board, huge varying subscriber counts.
A couple off the top of my head.
And that's what I was talking about earlier. Like, I am searching for things and getting things that might be related peripherally, but nothing that's actually related to the search terms. And then a couple days later, videos popping up in, like, popping up here, where, you're right, so you know, like a lot of this. Okay, so when hosts die, they will go to hell. I don't know where this is coming from. I have no idea where that's coming from. Smokey and the Band, like, about 4 days ago, I watched a watching trading places for the first time video. This couple, I'd never even seen that couple before, and like, I don't even know why they'd showed up. But it's a movie that I actually happen to like. But a lot of these hey, I watched this video for the first time. Like, there was a couple of people that I subscribe to that do those videos, but I haven't seen them at all. But it's these random people that I don't want to watch that movie. I'm not interested in that movie. I'm not interested in that channel. But the people that I'm subscribed to, I haven't seen in a while. Like Movie Night with Jackie. Usually only the actual movies, not her series watchers. I'm subscribed to that because I like how expressive her face is. She's a good reaction to watch. But I'm not generally into that. So it was like, I watch it once and like 4 days later, I'll start getting all kinds of that. But it takes a few days too. Mary Gnosticism, Mary Magdalene, I don't know where that came from. Deadly Job of Victorian Baker, I don't know. Like this one, I just happened to run across a video on Monsanto that I watched, which is important to me because my dad was infected with Agent Orange, and we suspected that that's a lot of where my medical problems came from. But like the interest in Agent Orange stuff, suddenly it's bringing me up these, but not when I'm looking for that. Like I actually finished watching that Monsanto and started trying to look up Agent Orange stuff, the chemical stuff, the health consequences, and instead I'm getting these, which isn't what I'm looking for. But what it looks like it's trying to do is feed me the controversy stuff, the clickbait stuff. I'm trying to use the platform to educate myself, and it's trying to give me clickbait, trying to rage me.
If you look at some views, I've seen the Linus Tech Tips, they spoke about it. I've seen, if you look at Metatron, obviously a friend of the channel, his views are really low at the moment. And
what did I just go do? I just went and found out that I'd been unsubscribed from his channel, and I didn't unsubscribe from his channel.
There's a couple of creators who I'm not personally familiar with who've also made videos saying their views are down.
And Demion, his gaming, and then like long like video game essay channels as well. Like the Quartering has mentioned this as well. His politics, and I've multiple tweets from multiple people. Like this is a problem that is now affecting everyone. On the platform, like most people. There's a few people that are kind of like they're surviving at the moment. Like I said, that like if you're a really large channel, you're kind of inoculated a little bit.
Well, I'm my personal channel as well. I've noticed this in the last 5 days. Views have cratered from where they should have been or should have been because of the subject matter. And I'm going to make my own video on it because it's this dire to talk about. And funnily enough, like I've been thinking about this, and I just don't know what the future holds if YouTube is going to pull these sorts of shenanigans. Like this is not you know, kind of views are down, things are not good. It's a general trend. This is like overnight, views have tanked to the point where us just sitting here making this video costs more money than the video will make. That type of red alert type situation. And to put this into perspective, right? My channel is nearly 2 years old at this point. I have never taken down a video before, maybe one. You know, it came out of the gate, didn't do well. In the last month alone, I've taken down 5. Gosh. I have never done that before. Now to have to do that literally nearly every second video, that is that's not sustainable.
Now the reason why YouTube says that a poorly performing video will not affect your future videos performance.
That's bullshit.
That's bullcrap. That's a lie. That is not true at all.
We know that's not true. We know that's not true.
We know from experience that when you have a video creator, that slows momentum, right? And fewer recommendations go out to the video after.
And what we're very, very certain on, we'll put it that way, is if you have a really good performing video, the next video will crater, no matter what the video is. Like all your recommendations get sucked from that one upload.
It really feels like, genuinely, that YouTube has an arbitrary system, whether it's algorithmic or even manual, where it says we will the system will only give a certain amount of recommendations, impressions to each channel. Like you are only going to get 1 million impressions. And by the way, an impression, the conversion is like usually it's between 10 to 15 impressions usually equates to 1 view. That's the conversion. What's bonkers is that I have videos that have a much better conversion based on impression, like 10 impressions to 1 view, and they get half the impressions as to other videos, which is like 15 impressions to 1 view, and they have 500,000 views. Because YouTube decides to arbitrarily push videos that do not perform as well. And we don't know why it chooses that, but the system is completely
So to kind of summarize what's been happening, for the last couple of years, things have been on a downward trend. Obviously, subscriber...
For niche content specifically, there's a number of channels that haven't felt the effect, and they say, oh, it's just what you're doing, you need to just do better, bro, or something like that. When it's like, no, we can see the trends, right? Our content is just as good, our viewership engagement is just as good, and if it suddenly drops, this is not a gradual, suddenly drops, and out of the blue, that's something in the algorithm that's done that.
And YouTube does give us metrics. It gives every creator metrics on this. It says, we've sent out this many notifications. We've given you this many recommendations. You have this. They give you metrics on all these things. So when you look at a video and it says, we've only sent out 1,000 notifications out of, I don't know, just I'm throwing numbers out here, 30,000 notification people who want it. It's like, okay, why haven't you sent out the other 29,000? Like, so this is...
We have 1.6 million subscribers here. There's a lot of people that would like to get notified of our content. And you know what's depressing but also hilarious, right? We are getting the lowest amount of impressions that the channel has ever gotten since near the time it was recording analytics, okay? Yet in contrast, we have some of the highest click-through rates that the channel has ever had. Like it is bonkers. That means that our content has been improving. People are showing more indication of interest in the content, but YouTube has been showing it to fewer and fewer people.
Okay, so funny thing. This video didn't do well, and again, like I said, I'm not great, but 170 views. Most of those views came like 2 months after I made the video. For the first couple of months, it had 3. And then all of a sudden, all those views poured in. And when those views started pouring in, I actually started getting metric emails giving me the data that they're talking about. Like, hey, here's what's going on. You know, like I said, I don't got that many. Most of these that are above single digits, most of those views came in at least a month, if not more, after. You know, this one right here, like, this was up for over a year before it broke 100, and now look at it. I don't know. I don't know. Again, I'm not great, but I got notifications from these things of what was going on with my videos, and so I'm not that well versed in this, but what he's talking about, YouTube tells you exactly what's going on with your videos. It really, really does.
Yeah. So, what does this mean? That's a good question for this. And the answer is, I don't know. Because
I have a theory.
Like, well, we've seen a lot of creators in random niches, you know, big, small, all across the board in the last 5 days. We're not talking like 3 months ago, a year ago. We're talking like in the last 5 days alone.
That's affecting broader people. But I know niches and genres of content that have been getting hit hard for as long as we have been getting hit. The long-form sword content, but D&D channels, it's a lot of the niche channels.
I agree, but in the last 5 days, we've seen apocalyptic, a jump off a cliff.
It's like all the bad trends that we've been seeing for the last year has just hit home and been ramped up to 11 in this last.
Okay, so he mentioned D&D channels, D&D related, No Nat Ones. I watch a lot of his Pathfinder 2e content, and he's another one that, like, I'll go to his channel. I am actively subscribed to his channel, and it just won't tell me he's posted new stuff. I'll go to his channel every now and then, and like, oh, he's got 14 new videos for me to watch. And in some of those videos, he's been mentioning he's been seeing sharp drop-offs, and he's been pushing for people to go into, again, the third-party, you know, Patreon, because the channel isn't performing to the degree that it needs to be self-sustaining.
Last week.
And so that's what I'm more specifically talking about today, is this last week or so where something really, really changed. Now, I've seen some people float the idea that YouTube enabled restricted mode, and that is like hiding uploads from people. So maybe check your restricted mode, maybe it's on or something like that. I don't know if I buy into that, but it is good to check it anyway.
It is good to check. I have a theory on what YouTube's subtle and now not so subtle rearrangement of recommendations has been over.
So that's been something that I've been told before. Check my restricted mode, and I don't remember how to get there offhand, but I did check it and it wasn't enabled. So for me, I know that wasn't the case, but if you go ahead and go search up how to do that, check your own, because that might be an issue. And since I've had other people tell me the same thing, that they're mentioning here, there's got to be something to that, right?
Over the past year to 2 years, and now it's really ramped up. And I call it the TikTokification of recommendations, where I think YouTube has slowly and now quite drastically been trying to change recommendations to follow the TikTok model, which is based off of what the algorithm thinks people will like, not what people tell the algorithm they want to see based on watch history and what they've subscribed to. Yeah. And that's been being affected by shorts and the subtle and now extreme changes that have been going on.
Okay, so let's talk about shorts. So for me, I don't like shorts because they're really hard for me to see. Okay, so they're still off for now. I keep turning shorts off, and it says they're going to be disabled for 30 days. Or show less, or they used to say it's going to be 30 days. Now it's like, okay, we'll show you less of them. But it just happens to be that I just did this a week and a half ago. But it's usually about 3 weeks, or a little bit less, that they'll suddenly turn back on. But if I search for something, I get these little bars that break up the searches, and I don't want to see this. I don't want to see shorts. Now, I'll usually come up here, and this bar is not always here. Sometimes it's here. Sometimes I actually have to go in and change it up here. To videos, but even when I do this, there will be videos that will be shorts that are, and see, it's usually when I turn video on up in here in filters or in the bar that was up here, it'll eliminate those, and now they're not. Like, this is literally the first time I've done that and had it not eliminate those shorts bars. But in the regular videos, sometimes they'll put shorts in here disguised as videos, and you don't know until you click on it. Like, it'll have a watermark of shorts in the corner, but I'm low vision. I don't always see that. Let's see if we can find some. All right, well, I'm not finding any offhand, but it does happen, and it's a frustrating thing. I don't want shorts, and every time I click on a short by mistake, suddenly the shorts that it recommends for me just skyrockets.
In broader conspiracy, and this is my opinion, but I do kind of wonder about this, right? So the top tier of creators, and that's really anyone who can pull in around 100,000 views, you know, regularly,
upload, yeah.
Or even per upload, right? That constitutes like the top 1% of all creators on the platform. Yeah. Okay. Now, everyone knows that they have been getting video recommendations for videos that are only like in the hundreds of views. Yeah. That there's been a big push on content that barely has any views at all, and a huge, drastic deprioritization on what you're subscribed to and established creators. Mm-hmm. And that's been really hitting your favorite creators really hard, us in particular, okay? But I think YouTube's logic is this. If they can take away recommendations from that 1% and prioritize it to 99% to the point where that 1%'s views get dropped to around 10 to 20,000 views a video. But if they think, and I think it's going to fail, because there's a reason why
people are subscribed to people.
And why certain videos don't get views, but they push all these other videos, and if they think they can get that 99% to 10,000 to 20,000 views a video, they will multiply the viewership on YouTube by hundreds of times, right? And there's a subtle, I think, almost pernicious effect from this, because if a creator builds a large audience that they're really invested and dedicated in watching that creator, that gives the creator power. And I don't think YouTube likes that. I don't think YouTube likes that people like PewDiePie could criticize them and reach millions of people.
So I think that's a very good point, and I do think he's at least partially right on that, probably more than partially right. Now, the idea that they could multiply their viewership by spreading out those and averaging out those views per channel, there's a problem with that logic if that is in fact what they're going with, because they are basically unchallenged in their space. Like there's a few different very small competitors to YouTube that have popped up, but because of YouTube's established audience and its well-known status, through years of uncontested existence, the people that are going to be watching YouTube-like videos are either on YouTube now, or they're going to be getting old enough to where their parents let them on YouTube, because there are young children that are going to be getting into watching YouTube. And those that are not, that are on those smaller platforms, are on those smaller competitor platforms already, specifically because they don't want to deal with YouTube for reasons that go beyond financial. Now, YouTube has got streaming capabilities, and when I was streaming regularly, I started out on Twitch, and then I was on Twitch and YouTube, and just more of my viewers or my views just happened to be coming through YouTube. I was getting almost nothing on Twitch, and I was streaming DVD at really like a high point in DVD streamers being popular, and I was getting less than a view a month. Like one person would come in every month and a half, month and 3 weeks, and what I would get was an attempt at a conversation, which I only have a single monitor, and I can only realistically use a single monitor because of my vision problems. But I'd tab over and I'd see this person trying to interact with me during a match, getting angry that I'm not interacting or reacting back to them, saying something rude, and then, you know, I had one viewer in a month and a half, and I lost them because I can't actually engage that way. So that's why I prioritize YouTube. But even still, YouTube's streaming stuff is nowhere near as well done as Twitch's. I don't get notified when Otstarva goes live from YouTube at all. I have to actually search Otstarva when Ots is live. I don't get notified when NoNat is live. I have to search his channel when he's live to be able to catch his streams. I think if he's right in that they're trying to go after the TikTok audience too, I think they're going to, in the end, do just enough to mess up the way YouTube is working, and fail at getting the TikTok crowd. They're just gonna get the leftovers.
that could affect how YouTube is perceived and people's desires to watch it. And there have been creators who have gotten such a large audience that they have successfully migrated off of YouTube and took their audience with them.
I don't know if I agree with it just because we have so many large creators at the moment. Like there's ones like Moist Critical, right? Like they just bring in so many views no matter what, right? Algorithm change, platform change, nothing affects them. So I just don't know if I agree with it.
I think only a few will survive like that. I think it would affect most. And for most users on the platform, they think it's great because they might go from getting 100 views to 1,000 views, and that's a boost. But they might not realize that the system is now being structured that you will never break higher than that. That everyone is going to be almost limited to 1,000 to 20,000 views on average. And the people who wanted the dream of becoming a creator that could make a career out of that, that's, by the way, 1,000 to 20,000 views is impossible to sustain a career on. It's it doesn't bring in enough revenue.
If you do daily uploads and stuff like that,
maybe. But to improve production value, to have employees, to actually build a business out of, that's impossible. And it would be impossible for us if not for our supporters. It's only our supporters that have enabled us to survive. But for most people who are thinking of the dream, they might see a boost and think that's good, but they don't realize that it seems like YouTube is being engineered to prevent any higher growth from that. They'll get the occasional video that might get 50,000 to 100,000 views, and I've seen that, and then every other video is still completely tanking in the 1,000 kind of view range.
So I have 2 points to bring up, and the first one is usually on these sorts of videos, because of how they're structured, paradoxically, they do well.
Yeah, because it's drama.
It's drama. People click on it immediately when they see it.
What did I just say earlier in the video? It seems like they're trying to feed me the controversial clickbait, rage bait sort of videos. Now that's suddenly making sense. This.
Which tells YouTube, yes, send it out into the world. So rather paradoxically, they do quite well and it brings in new viewers. So just because this video might do well, I mean, with how things are.
It might not, honestly, yes.
But usually, historically, they will do kind of well. And the reason why is simply because of just the nature of the video.
I predict this video will only get 40,000 views at most.
40,000? Yeah, I'll probably say somewhere around there.
Yep.
Now, the second point that I wanted to bring up, what are we going to do if things stay the same? Because usually when we've had these things, there's ups and downs, there's ebbs and flows. You know, how YouTube works seasonally because of things, it can change. But the problem is if views are this low, this bad, consistently, first off, making the videos literally just loses money. And secondly, it means that getting sponsorships is pretty much impossible for every creator because
you can't guarantee views.
You can't guarantee views, you can't guarantee views, you can't get money. So this is really not good, is what I'm saying.
If any of you who are in a position to be able to throw us that $1 a month, right? If we were able to replace the 30% left of ad revenue that we get from YouTube with creator support, right? Suddenly we're free of YouTube's chains. Like we can just make content for our supporters. But we need that additional support. So genuinely, if you guys can dig deep, we love you guys and appreciate anyone who is able to do that. Just $1 a month, it could make up that shortfall. And then we can explore other platforms to bring you the content. Like I have an idea. If you cannot support the content, but want to get more reliable alerts of our content, you can sign up to Patreon as an unpaid member. And I'm thinking of posting our regular videos on Patreon as unpaid posts, which means you will get an email alert of the content, right? And so, genuinely, everyone watching this video, you can link in our description, you can go to Patreon to sign up as an unpaid supporter, and then we can upload our videos onto Patreon and you will get the email alert. We are in discussions with other platforms to bring our content to be hosted on other platforms.
Good platforms. I'm going to cut you off right
yes,
because I know
there's another
be a lot of
topic.
people. Rumble.
Rumble
is shit.
We want Rumble to succeed. We've tried it. I know creators that have done deals with them and like tried their very best to grow their Rumble audience for a year complete.
So in terms of the UI, the player experience, it's actually pretty good. But the problem is there is no organic discoverability, there's no audience, there's no views, there's no real ad revenue there. I know a lot of you guys are immediately going to go into the comments and go to Rumble. It's, you know, competitor to YouTube, you know. It just really, there's nothing there, man.
Yeah, like I said earlier, there's a couple little tiny platforms that are trying to compete. They don't. YouTube just has the head start and the name recognition that it needed to make a viable run at being a competitor. At the very least, a years-long process to even get close to catching up. I mean, that could change if we get a lot more traffic directed that way. Honestly, I don't see anything wrong with trying that, but realistically, I do think that it'll be something that YouTube would have to really severely lose its massive amounts of its market share for another platform to catch up within the next few years.
Man.
It's a problem.
Which is sad, though, because
But also, you know what? Like, it's a small thing, but it is almost the straw that broke the camel's back, because I was trying to consistently put our uploads on Rumble. You need to upload completely separately. We can't, like, mirror upload.
It's not a mirror thing, yeah.
Rumble has a 15 gig video limit.
Yeah.
And most of our videos are in 4K and are over 15 gig.
Yeah.
And so to upload Rumble, then we need to render out a completely additional version of the video.
What I would do is I would download it from YouTube in 4K and use YouTube's compression.
Oh, that is garbage.
It's like a whole...
But you got to go through all these new, throw all these new hoops, right? To just get the content uploaded on Rumble as well. And there is no viewership, no discoverability, like 400 views.
Yeah.
Like
I think
100, and at the very most, the video does well, 1,000 views. It's
like,
just not worth it.
That's insane, right? Like, that's insane.
Most of the video does well.
Yeah, even with my magnifier tool, I can't even see this. It's just not in enough resolution to even see that.
1,000 views. It's
like,
just not worth it.
That's insane, right? Like, that's insane.
Especially with the hassle that you have to go through to render out a whole dedicated video, everything like that. And
so we've tried it.
Yeah.
It's just real. There's a reason why when it first came out, a lot of creators did try and go over there and try and, you know, give it a good fair go. And it was just really bad.
Unless Rumble puts people's content on their front page, I don't see anyone getting views. And I have reports of people who have talked to the people inside Rumble who have said that they don't have plans in trying to grow their regular videos. They focus on live streams. Rumble is a live streaming platform.
Which is wild because their video player stuff is actually really good.
It's decent, it works, but there's no discoverability and it doesn't support large video content over 15 gig. And our content is only long form large videos.
Yeah.
And so it's just not a place that's viable yet. If it is, I'll go there. But we've tried it out. We'll try it out again in the future. But at the moment, it's dead in the water for us.
Yeah. I thought we should bring that up because I know.
But there are other platforms that we are talking with
that are viable and that actually are really good fit.
Really, really good.
And
fits.
hopefully,
if it goes ahead, right, I am at a point where I'd be okay with all Shadiversity content going on there as the primary platform for people to find and watch us, and using YouTube as, I don't know, one video a week with promotion to other content that they can find on the platforms that matter.
Yeah,
like,
maybe.
YouTube is becoming less and less viable looking into the future. I think that they're making changes that they legitimately want to kill the current creator economy, or the creator economy that used to exist.
Well, I mean, that's a general thing that we've spoken about with general trends. Like I said, this video is a little bit more about last 5 days. These last 5 days have been insanely bad. Like
Crazy. Everyone has been seeing it.
Tens of thousands, sometimes in some people's cases, hundreds of thousands. Like it is. They changed something. We don't know what it is. Other creators, random creators, different niches across the board, large, small, doesn't matter. They've all noticed it.
And the drop is between 50 to 90% viewership.
Yeah, it's huge and immediate though. This isn't like a gradual thing.
Like
We're
last
talking one
week,
video to the next.
Bang!
Yeah.
And the fact that then you get the occasional video that does well, which shows there are people interested in the content, there's an audience there, anything like that. But then the next video gets a 1/10 of the views, right? That is a broken system.
Yeah.
And no creator can make a career out of such unreliable, inconsistent performance.
And that I think is a really, that's the thing I think we should end up on is that even if you wanted to be a creator, if you're somebody watching YouTube, whether you're a big creator, small creator, or even if you're just someone aspiring to be a YouTuber, I think this just clearly shows that at a drop of a hat, YouTube can and will just
destroy your career.
And so you really have to sit back and think, is like, wow, is this worth it?
And ending off on the only way that I feel creators are going to be able to survive in the future is through viewership support. That's the only way. We have only been able to survive thanks to you guys. You guys are legends. And if you want to continue to ensure that we get that sustainability, especially that ad revenue is consistently getting worse, and we're not making money each month. We're actually losing a bit of money each month because ad revenue going low, we really do need that additional support. So if any of you are in the position to support with that $1, a month, $12 in the year, okay, or more, we're tremendously grateful for anyone who's able to, contribute more. We make great exclusive content, as good as our mainstream content. One of our last videos, the Danax videos, that video friggin' rocks. I almost broke the camera in it. And we're making more and more exclusive content because that's the way that we're able to survive.
It's wild, man.
It is uncertain times, really uncertain times.
And so I've been trying to warn anyone who was willing to listen how these changes in the YouTube algorithm was damaging our channel and how they were threatening other channels and how it would get worse going into the future. Here is a compilation of the many clips of me explaining the very thing that many YouTubers are now noticing because it's affecting them. It is now plain to see that the type of content as it has existed in the past will never be the means to be able to sustain a large channel in the future or support a business. The fundamental problem that is at play here, which is affecting multiple channels, not just myself, content that is solely and only about the sword itself, history, usage especially, barely gets any attention or promotion in the algorithm these days. I've been noticing this trend for over a year now. I literally made a video a year ago pointing out the things that I had noticed that now many people, many, and I mean many how-to-do YouTube channels are saying the same type of things that I was saying a year ago in terms of this is what the algorithm seems to be prioritizing more. In the recommendation of these videos to new audiences, barely are happening at all. What this actually happens, okay, the result that causes this type of thing, the content itself is not getting shown to new viewers. Because we're not the only channel that's facing this. I mentioned in the last video, other channels have been reporting on this, and since making that video, many have actually reached out to me, commenting, not just content creators, because Tyler Tube mentioned it, and he mentions that there's been this weird change with other channels as well. Other channels reaching out to me, Baggage Claim posted on Twitter saying, what's going on? My content hasn't changed. Views have gone off a cliff. Clownfish TV has been reporting on this, that traffic to independent websites through Google has been dying. And so this isn't just happening to Shadiversity, even though it is detrimentally affecting us in a big way. YouTube is clearly recommending different content that I'm not interested in, like on my home feed, and so many people have reported this, by the way.
Okay, he was mentioning content coming out of Google as well. Again, as I was saying earlier, Google is not giving me what I'm searching for, considering that they are the largest search engine in the world now, and every other search engine is basically using their model. this is a problem. It's not just a YouTube problem. This is a Google problem.
Weird recommendations of videos that have barely any views that you have no interest in. And I've been flooded with that, of content that just I'm not interested in watching or viewing. So clearly YouTube is recommending different content to different viewers, deprioritizing recommendations on our content and others.
They are deprioritizing content from the friends, for example, if it's a social network, they're deprioritizing it from businesses, and they're also deprioritizing it from subscribers.
And when I pointed it out a year ago, there were critics and haters mocking me for it, accusing me that my content was now completely trash, even though the type of content and quality had not changed. If anything, the quality increased, and claiming I had alienated all of my audience. Now, of course, those people were liars and idiots, because you didn't have to pay too much attention to realize a couple of things. All of us have the occasional video, myself included, that does do well in the current environment. I have a number of videos since making, the video talking about the issues that are at play here, well over 500,000 views, or if not more. These are outliers, the exceptions to this new standard, but it really does show that there is still a large audience of people that like to watch this content, are willing to consume this content if it was just recommended to them. Because when I look at those videos that have done really, really well, the conversion from impressions to views are the same, if not actually a bit lower, than much of my other content. What that means is, if most of my other content was just given the same amount of recommendations in the algorithm as my successful videos, they would get the same, if not more, views than my most successful recent videos. If people were disinterested in sword content across the board, from Scarlegrim, Lindy Beige, Metatron, myself, and many others, our views should be terrible no matter the amount of recommendations they give. But the consistent analytical proof that I see time and time again, I get the same amount of views versus impressions I get consistently between my successful videos and my videos that don't do well. It's not based on the likelihood of an audience to watch. The YouTube algorithm is choosing to recommend my content, give impressions to it. It seems to be if it's related to a more trending, popular thing that more people are watching broadly. So the critics and liars who have been mocking and attacking me for over a year, they'll never admit they were wrong or apologize. They are bad actors that hate me for ideological reasons. The proof is very clear, and as I mentioned, it's not just affecting me. People probably don't understand how much viewership is not determined by quality or the amount that people actually want to watch it, but how much YouTube is willing to promote and push a video.
So, this is basic economics. If you're not getting advertised as much, your audience isn't going to know that you have something new out necessarily. I mean, I think I'm pretty standard as far as users go on YouTube. I have a lot of channels that I like to watch, hundreds of them, and I subscribe to them because I cannot possibly keep track of all the channels that I want to watch consistently. Like I would be spending almost every day just cycling through my liked content or liked creators, liked channels constantly. That's all I could do every day. Cycle through. Does this creator have a new video for me? I rely on the subscribe feature and the notification feature to feed me what I want to see, and it hasn't been. Google hasn't been showing me what I'm searching for, which as a student is starting to become an issue. I'm already in a niche as a low vision student. For instance, I can't just go get a book that I want to use for a research paper. I have to get a book that is either available in PDF format specifically, so that I can upload it into Kurzweil or audiobook format, which I'm fortunate enough to live in New Mexico, which has the New Mexico Library for the Blind, which has the Bard app. Amazing group of people that are working on there, but scholarly content in audiobook form or in PDF form that is readily available is fairly rare, and if it's not a required course book, my accessibility office cannot help me get a PDF version. Almost every publisher that has books, if you're working through an accessibility department, will get you a PDF version of a book if you have a receipt to show you bought the book. But they don't do that unless it's required for the class. They won't do it for, I need a research paper on this subject, and here's a book on this subject. They don't do that. I think in part they're probably worried about the legality of it. Like if they did it for every book, they might open themselves up when somebody actually didn't need it, but they provided it to having that bite them later, legally speaking. But I rely on searching for those niche formats, books in those niche formats, because I need them in those formats, and that is now starting to become an issue with Google not giving me what I search for when I search for it.
How many impressions it gives, all right? And I've been seeing this directly with my Shadiversity content, okay? The click-through rate and conversion between how many views I get versus how many recommendations is the same. It's been on the channel for years, all right? And so people are showing just as much interest and enjoyment in the content, but views are falling off a cliff. And you go to the analytics, why? It's directly correlated. Directly with impressions. Impressions are the lowest they have ever been on the channel. YouTube has basically decided to kill off long-form sword content, and it's been hitting all creators of long sword form content across the board, okay? My YouTube rep, I have a YouTube rep, right? She literally said to me, subscribership is a vanity metric now. It means nothing. You do not get your, and I have over 1 million subscribers on Shadiversity. That's how I was able to pull in 100 to 150,000 views per video, because YouTube was recommending my content to my subscribers. And that is how niche content was able to thrive, because sword content is niche content. It's never going to be able to compete or be more popular than Mr. Beast content. It's a niche content. But the fewer people that were interested in that content, they would still get the content because they were able to say, YouTube, recommend me this content when they subscribe. That's what subscribing meant. Subscribing, and especially bell notification, was telling YouTube, I want to see that content recommended to me more. YouTube has now said, screw you. We're going to only recommend you the content we want you to watch. And this has been confirmed by YouTube insiders. I actually give multiple clips of multiple people pointing this out in my video, Sword Content is Dead. It's the one I do on Shadiversity. And I show multiple insiders saying, yeah, subscribership means nothing.
So I don't know if you've noticed, but YouTube has made some changes.
Something within YouTube itself has changed. The algorithm has changed. Something has changed. And it's, whatever it is, it's not helping.
Here's kind of what's going on. The social platforms, all of the social platforms, they are deprioritizing content.
Something strange is happening on YouTube. They just made a big update on their algorithm, and I've never seen anything like this in my 10 years on YouTube.
Social media and YouTube is rapidly changing.
I think the unintended consequence will be they are probably going to kill YouTubers the way we know them today.
The kind of video and topic that used to get at least 100,000 views, if more, now tends to be stuck at 20, 30, 40, something like that.
These numbers now, followers, subscribers, size of network, are useless.
You know, that used to be way higher, and keeps going down and down and down and down and down. You know, it makes you feel like you're doing something wrong. It makes you feel like no matter what you do, no matter what improvements you try to make.
Basically, what you're saying is that we are seeing more content from strangers than we are from the channels we're subscribed to.
They are deprioritizing content from the friends, for example, if it's a social network, they're deprioritizing it from businesses, and they're also deprioritizing it from subscribers. And everybody on YouTube that has worked really hard to grow a big subscriber base can understand this. And Sean, you know this really well, right? You've got like 1 million+ subscribers on one of your channels, and you and I both know that they do not see ever all of the content, despite all this work and all these years of work that you put in.
YouTube is now determining recommendations based on the larger amount of popularity. And so it only pushes popular content, and that has been killed.
So with what they're saying about working hard to build an audience, again, I know what it's like to put that work in and not get the results. For these content creators, they have managed to put that work in and build that audience. And now their success is being stripped away from them, not based on the merits of their content, but based on the platform deciding now who's going to win and who's going to lose.
Killing off niche content, not just long form sword YouTubers, a lot of them, right? And so views, I can confirm, are 100% driven near directly by YouTube based on how many impressions it's willing to give certain content. And so this video here, the only way it could possibly have reached nearly 400 million views is if YouTube is pushing it like a banshee. Why is the algorithm pushing this so insanely much? People watch it. This is going to be a question that's going to be hanging in the air. I don't necessarily know why the algorithm has decided to push that content like to nuclear levels, okay? But after people click on it, they have the choice to stay and finish the view, or get a long enough amount of seconds for it to be counted as a view. And by the way, I'm glad someone brought up this, because one of the other proofs in the pudding about YouTube being the algorithm being the thing that is more largely determining what content gets huge views on the platform versus the quality of the content. Do you remember the fidget spinner phase?
Oh yeah, that was big for
that
about
was
a month.
wild. Something in the algorithm triggered the algorithm to push fidget spinner videos. They flooded the platform for a period there because of, I don't know, some weird feedback loop or something like that, that if you just started making fidget spinner content, it would get crazy views. And this is proof in the pudding that these videos sucked, by the way. But when people don't get given any other options, and that's, oh, I see this has 1 million views. Do you know something that attracts people to watch a video is if it has 1 million crazy views, because they're wondering, what's special about this video? Yeah, what's so good about it? Everyone's watching it. There must be something in it. And I actually legitimately think that can create a feedback loop of getting people to watch it and more, just to find out what the hell is this weird piece of crap. And then they stick around because they're confused. I mean, when does it get good? Why is so many views? And that might actually legitimately do it. But yeah, fidget spinners.
Now, I can personally attest that I have stuck with a lot of videos that weren't things that I was interested in, or things that I was mildly interested in, because they were being recommended to me, and I was wondering why. There must be something to this, and I get to the end of the video, and it's a nothing burger. And a similar thing used to happen when I used to search out remixes of music. Like, hey, I got this song I really like, In the Air Tonight. I want to see what's out there for trance versions of In the Air Tonight. Great song by Phil Collins. find some house, find some dang it, some other techno remixes of it that all it is just 2 notes from the original song and then drums for 20 minutes. And I'll go through that video wondering when the song is actually going to start, because a lot of techno does that. They have long intros. That's because you're not supposed to hear all those intros for a very long time. That's for the DJ to sync his music up and line up his tracks the way he wants them to be lined up, so that they come in and make a better show. He's listening to that thumping drums for 20 minutes, but all the songs come in. It doesn't ever actually start, and like those are oftentimes some of the most watched songs that I would find. It was just like absolutely nothing to it, but you listen to massive amounts of time for it just to figure out when does the song start, when does it get good, and it doesn't. So there is something to this.
Is a perfect example of the algorithm deciding that a content is going to be popular and pushing it and artificially making it got crazy views when the videos still sucked. Another point of reference about views is directly driven by just the arbitrary decision of the algorithm to determine how many impressions it will get. I had a video recently that got over 800,000 views. That's great.
That's really good.
But my question is, this video is no different to the other content that I make on Shadiversity, right? There's nothing special about this video, but it's reviewing an anime, and I've done that heaps, done it recently, and views have been so crushed on my channel so much recently that it was really, why did this one do? The click-through rate isn't anything special. The conversion, what happened is YouTube decided to feed it a crazy amount of recommendations and pushed it to over 800,000 views. It could do that with any one of my videos and push it to crazy views. It's just arbitrarily this time. It's like, we'll give you a bone. We'll give you some more impressions this time. I have other videos way better than that one. I have other videos that are very similar to that one with content that the people who watch the video would be really interested in seeing the other one. But
which one was it? Which anime was it?
I reviewed the combat validity in an anime called From Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman.
Oh, it's not even like a common one. I thought like something was so.
It's not even a big anime, dude.
Yeah, I thought I was thinking like, okay, maybe Free Rin, or if you did like Apothecary Diary or something like that. Like, that makes sense. But I didn't even heard of that one.
Yeah, dude, I did a Free Rin video, and it got totally.
Perfectly honest, I'm not like that huge into anime, kind of, sorta, but not that much. I haven't heard of anything in any of these at all.
Just crushed, bombed completely. And Free Rin is a way more popular anime than Country Bumpkin. Like there's just no consistency and no control. It's just if the algorithm is willing to promote it, and for a lot of types of content, it's saying, "Nah, you can die. Screw you." That's the reality where things are at. And for AI, this type of content, well, for some reason, it has been getting pushed quite a lot. I do not have a bias against AI made content for the sake of its AI. I judge it based on the quality of the content. If it is good, I'm perfectly happy for us to be flooded with high quality AI images, works, videos, everything. I think more great, good quality artwork, videos, whatever, is better for the human race. Give us an unending amount of great art, right? But if there is a deluge of crap content which drowns out your ability to find good content, that's a bit of an issue. And you know why it's an actual bit of an issue? See, once upon a time, once upon a time, we used to have this remarkable tool. I think it was a great tool, actually, where you were able to curate the type of content you wanted to be recommended. How did we used to do that, LitDev?
like a subscriber thing? Like if you
Wow!
I like this channel, so I'm going to subscribe to
Yeah,
it.
you mean we could actually once upon a time subscribe to a channel and curate the recommendations, and we could tell YouTube this is the content that we wow.
What a
That
novel
would
idea!
That's amazing. That
Someone send this to YouTube.
someone should invent that, lit dev. Holy crap! Because guess what? I've been wondering what could actually solve the problem, and ironically, this could friggin' solve the problem, you retards! But YouTube have taken that away. Subscriptions mean nothing now, and then we get recommended absolute crap.
Also, bring back the thumbs down button.
Oh my
Gotta
gosh!
bring
Yes,
that back.
bring back the friggin' down a thumb.
Yes, please. There are so many videos that would have... It doesn't show the number anymore. Like, I get it. They said, oh, people are clicking thumbs down because more people click thumbs down. Maybe there's something to that, but honestly, I don't think it would have been that much.
Thumbs down button and oh, look at this. I remember searching for things. Yeah, do you remember when YouTube search actually gave you results that you were looking for? Like, YouTube search at the moment is
And
arse.
it comes back
It
again.
is so crap. Oh man, this is pissing me off, dude, because the answer is actually far more simple than I was thinking. All YouTube needs to do is allow people to curate their recommendations.
Yes. Yes, please. Also, for about a year and a half, but I made a post 2 months ago. They won't even let it go into the subreddit. They won't let me have this conversation in the Google subreddit.
That's all. Now, people might say, oh, you can use the subscribe tab. Why don't people use the subscribe tab? Because people do want to discover new content. People still want to discover new content. But new content should actually be based on, like, not what YouTube is forcing in front of your face, where you watch a random video and then all your recommendations is just copies of that random video from random things on the internet. But if it actually pays attention to who you're subscribed to and stuff like that, it could curate content like that. Because it's just not recommending content from people you're subscribed to now. Like, people can't even discover new videos from content creators they know, let alone new videos from new content creators that are making similar content. Like, the YouTube recommendation is stuffed. But most people will, for some reason, they'll only use the homepage because it is kind of fun to discover new content. But as a result, the people you're subscribed to just get completely forgotten. That is the result.
Well, there it is. It is. He is absolutely correct on a lot of this. And yeah, there's some of this video that is absolutely speculation, but literally, I didn't unsubscribe to his channel. I didn't unsubscribe to the Metatron channel. I don't know why I was unsubscribed. I've discovered I discovered channels that I thought I was subscribed to and before weren't subscribed to, and at this point I'm thinking that no, I was subscribed and I got unsubscribed by not me, which means YouTube unsubscribed me somehow. They are not showing me videos from things I am subscribed to. I am not subscribed to Screen Rant. I am not subscribed to Pass America. I am in no way interested in Magic the Gathering. Honestly, the Trek culture is the only thing I'm looking at. Mike Winger. Yeah, two videos out of all this that are creators that I'm actually subscribed to. Some of these things I am absolutely uninterested in. Now, Long Island Audit, I do occasionally watch their content, but I'm actually subscribed to Lackluster, Thoughts of a Patrol Officer, Audit the Audit. I almost never see their stuff in here. I have to go up into here. Let's see what this. Yeah, Night Watch Zone. I am subscribed to there. I had to come up into here, and of course, a reply to a comment when I was trying to research how to record off of YouTube. Turns out that about 6 or 7 months ago, I was trying to do this exact kind of thing for some other videos, and it wasn't actually playing. Like, I would get the audio, but the player itself, that would be just blank in the recorded video. And so I was thinking I needed to find out how to put this into OBS, when as it turns out, I didn't need to figure that out. It just works now, and it didn't before. So one video from somebody I'm subscribed to and reply to comments. I am subscribed to Minty.
Hey, if you're a gun owner who wants to shoot better, then you're going to need to...
Oh, yeah, and this is how I got there, and that it was recommended in that. On the sidebar here.
It is becoming more...
Alright, so this is the Buff Shaman. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video. Please go and check people you're subscribed to that you haven't seen for a while. I know it's not really viable to always check those channels that you're subscribed to, those creators that you want to watch. Believe me, I know I would. If I was checking them every day, I would literally be doing nothing. Even if I was doing it every other day, I would be doing nothing all day but checking channels I'm subscribed to, or that I'm supposed to be subscribed to. But alas, it is what it is. I'm not getting shown that content that I want. I'm not getting shown things I'm searching for on Google anymore. Spread the word. Check out Shadiversity, because obviously he's been right on about this. And check out Metatron if you want to check out the Metatron, interested in the weapons content. He does good stuff there. This is the Buff Shaman signing out. Take it easy.